everyone, today we will solve the question small factorials from beginner level in Codechef. So let us read and understand the question. The question is, you are asked to calculate factorials of some small positive integers. Okay, some small positive integers are given and you are going to find factorials of that given positive integers by user. Okay, let us read the input, and the input is an integer t where t ranges from 1 to 100. This t is nothing but the number of test cases, followed by t lines, each containing a single integer n, and this n ranges from 1 to 100. Okay, and then in input you have understood that you need two variables, which is t and n, where the ranges of t and n are same, which is 1 to 100, and you use t for test cases and you use n for taking input, which is nothing but taking integer as input, and t is used for taking test cases, and for each and every test case you are going to take an integer as input. When comes to output, for each integer n given at input, display a line with the value of n factorial. To solve this question, you should know what a factorial is. I hope everyone knows what is a factorial. A factorial is nothing but the product of an integer and all the integers. For example, let the integer 3, so the 3 factorial will be 3 into 2 into 1. So in this problem we are going to generate the series of factorials of the given integers or numbers. The limit of those series will be decided by the given test case. In the example, the value of test case is 4. This means you are going to take 4 numbers as input. You can take your own input, but in the example the input is, in the first line there is 4, which is nothing but a test case, and we have got 4 integers as input, which is 1, 2, 5 and 3. Then what about 1 factorial? 1 into 1, and 2 factorial will be 2 into 1, and 5 factorial will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, and 3 factorial, as you know, it's 3 into 2 into 1, and the output will be their factorial as their output. Like for example, for 1 factorial the output is 1, for 2 factorial 2, for 5 factorial you will be getting 120, and for 3 factorial you will be getting 6. So this is the way you are going to find out factorial for series of given integers. It's time for us to write the code for this problem. So click on submit button and wait until IDE gets loaded. Choose the language Python. Initially you need to know to how many numbers do you wanna find factorials. For this actually test case is being used to know the limit of input that we take from user. And the first instruction will be the taking test case as input from user. So t equal to int of input. Int method helps us to convert from string to integer, and input method is used to take the input. Now we have t, and for each t line you should take integer n as input. So find the factorial of n and display. This is done under while loop and until t becomes 0. So while t not equal to 0, what you will take? N as input, right? Where n is an integer, so n equal to n of input. You will take variable called f for doing factorial. So value of variable f will be initially 1. To find the factorial you should use one more while loop, and this time while loop executes until n becomes 0. So while n not equal to 0, what are you going to do? You are going to find factorial and store it in a variable called f. So f equal to f into n, and you need to decrement n for every iteration. So I am decrementing n in the next instruction. After that you will come out of the loop and print factorial, and this iteration should be done until t becomes 0. So you also decrement t by 1 for each and every iteration. So t value also decrements by 1, so t minus equal to 1. Now run code on custom input and clear if any errors and submit the code.